The following is a preview of Episode 20, Late Epigravettian. To listen to the full episode, become a supporter of the podcast by visiting patreon.com/ourprehistory or clicking the link in the description of this episode. Despite the expansion of late Epigravettian hunter-gatherers across the Central and Eastern European landscape, the complexity of most of these societies did not match that of the Magdalenian. But among the bands that foraged on the plains surrounding the Dnieper River and its tributaries, a unique variation of the late Epigravettian emerged, which shone brighter than its contemporaries. This culture is known as the Mycenaean. It appeared around 18,500 years ago during the first warming after the Last Glacial Maximum, and importantly, during the reappearance of woolly mammoths to Europe. These giants had gone locally extinct around 24,000 years ago, but returned in large numbers from Asia when sparse tundra transformed into more productive steppe. Mammoths were at the core of the Mycenaean way of life. Meat, fat, bone, and fur from these enormous animals were key resources around which people of this society organized their lives. The mammoth-centric nature of the Mycenaean resembles several Gravettian cultures of Eastern and Central Europe, including the Pavlovian and Kostenki Avdevoin. Many Mycenaean camps were located near beds of mammoth bones, containing the remains of dozens of these creatures. They used these bones to fashion an incredible diversity of tools and ornaments. Like their Eastern Gravettian predecessors, they gathered mammoth bones to build their homes and to burn as fuel in their fires. It's unclear how much Mycenaeans depended on hunting versus scavenging mammoths, but it seems to have been a combination. At multiple camps, mammoth bones bear the impact marks and embedded stone points that prove they were hunted with projectile weapons. In other cases, the enormous deposits of mammoth bones were most likely to have resulted from mass natural deaths. This means that Mycenaean scouts probably searched the landscape around their camps during the winter to find mammoths that had died and whose bodies had been preserved in the freezing temperatures. Then, during spring thaw, they would relocate their camps to harvest these carcasses. While mammoths were the most important animal resource of food and material, Mycenaeans did not depend entirely on these steppe giants. For example, at one site, hares were hunted year-round, reindeer during the spring, and groundhogs, foxes, and wolves during the winter. Arctic foxes have been found at most Mycenaean camps, and must have been valued for their white fur. Other less common prey at this site included horse, bison, rhinoceros, musk ox, grizzly bear, and lion. Access to this wide range of prey, in addition to the bounty of mammoth, allowed for the adoption of a partially sedentary life. Mycenaeans built settlements where they lived for about 1 year at a time. These settlements were large by the standards of hunter-gatherers, composed of 4 or 5 mammoth bone huts, each about 5 meters in diameter. Their dwellings followed a rather standardized architecture. Typically, mammoth skulls formed a circular foundation. They partly buried this foundation by digging with mammoth bone picks and shovels. Longer mammoth bones, such as tusks, shoulder blades, leg bones, pelvises, and jaws, along with reindeer antlers, were used to construct the walls and roof. Mycenaean builders often drilled holes in shoulder blades into which they inserted other bones to secure the structure. Hammers made from antlers aided in the construction. Whereas Pavlovian huts in Moravia were shaped like teepees, Mycenaean huts were dome-shaped. In some cases, a central leg bone post supported the roof. Each one of these structures was a major project. For example, one of the larger huts that has been excavated was built with 46 whole mammoth skulls, 62 tusks, 48 shoulder blades, 10 pelvises, and 34 leg bones. In total, the bones of this hut would have weighed up to 20,000 kilograms. Large Mycenaean settlements were only feasible nearby large concentrations of mammoth bones.